It could easily be a gathering of Buckinghamshire Conservatives, but these are Aussie monarchists.
Queen Elizabeth II, the Queen of Australia, long may she reign.
They're celebrating the 10th anniversary of when the Queen was indeed saved, and Australians kept the British sovereign as their own.
Of course, we don't regard her as a foreigner. She doesn't come here on a passport. She is the Queen of Australia, and therefore she's Australian.
Her Majesty has attended key moments in Australian history, the opening of Sydney's Opera House and the Parliament in Canberra. But a decade ago, Australians had been expected to ditch the monarchy and usher in a republic.
This is the proudest moment of my life.
But a majority didn't like the idea of an elected president and voted for the status quo. The Republican leader then is now the leader of the opposition and concedes the issue is off the agenda for now.
I think the next sort of watershed event is going to be the end of the Queen's reign, and I may say long may she reign. But of course the reign will come to an end at some point, and that will be the end of an era and a logical time, I think, for Australians to reconsider this issue.
I, Kevin Michael Rudd, do swear...
The current Prime Minister is also an avowed Republican and was sworn in without taking an oath of allegiance to the Queen, but he says another referendum is not a priority. His predecessor, John Howard, proved to be a loyal subject when he led support for the monarchy and says most Australians don't care anymore.
I don't find, as I move around Australia, people talking about this issue. It's dropped off as a passionate issue. That's not to say it won't come back.
The Queen's portrait is in daily use on notes and coins, but will there ever be change?
To change to a republic from a monarchy would just be too much fuss.
The Queen has always been seen as such an elegant leader, whereas Charles, I'm not sure that we'd accept him quite so easily.
Whatever their feelings about Prince Charles, his eldest son is sure to receive a warm welcome. Prince William will perform his first official duties in Australia in January. On a visit to Australia in 1985, the Queen wrote and sealed a letter to the Mayor of Sydney, to be opened 100 years later. So what are the chances of the monarchy surviving here until then? Well, an Australian bookmaker has offered me odds of 50 to 1. In other words, not impossible, just not very likely. Time may be running out, but the royal influence remains. This clock in the Queen Victoria building celebrates scenes from British history, including the execution of Charles I. If Aussies ever do decide to give the royals the chop, at least it won't be quite so brutal. Ian Woods, Sky News, Sydney.